Welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique, and I appreciate you joining me here on my YouTube channel. Every lunation cycle, you and I get together and we discuss what is going on up in the heavens. As they say, as above, so below. So everything that is occurring up in the heavens between the planets directly affects us here on Earth. So thank you so much for joining me. If I haven't said it already, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. It's really helping my YouTube channel grow, and I appreciate you all. I also want to mention I have a website, scorpiosoultime.com, that you can go on as well, just to get caught up on any planetary aspects or any of past videos that maybe you didn't remember. They all have like all of the descriptions and all of the planetary information. So it's a really great resource in addition to my Scorpio Soul Time YouTube channel. Okay, you all, so let's get right into it. We have got a lot to talk about as we are talking about the full moon in Cancer that occurs on January 17th, 2022 at 6:48 p.m. Eastern. And that is 27 degrees and 50 minutes is where the sun is sitting in Capricorn, and across the sky is the moon sitting in Cancer at that 27 degrees and 50 minutes. Or we can just round it up to 28 degrees. So this is the ending degrees of both Capricorn and Cancer, which means there is an ending or culmination energy happening at this full moon. And I want you all to remember that if you go back on Scorpio Soul Time and you review the January month ahead readings, as well as that Mercury Retrograde special that I just put out for you all, remember there's a lot going on during this time. And I'm gonna also highlight here in the video all the important dates that are going on from now, January 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th through February. There's a lot going on. We have the sun and Pluto also conjunct at this full moon in Cancer. And so this is like a really potent time, you all, because it's going to be some emotional energy from like your family, your home, any kind of themes around your personal, almost like how you personally feel, but also how you feel towards emotional energy towards your family, your friends, your close colleagues. Like this energy with Pluto, though, is also going to bring up deep-rooted maybe fears or any kind of shadow type themes where it's like you thought you were over something but you didn't realize that you're not. The sun in Capricorn is also like this goal oriented and wanting to get things done. So you might just have a lot of angst, if you will, during this full moon period, because starting on the 14th we had Mercury, which is here in Aquarius, going retrograde. And so we literally have the 14th Mercury retrograding in Aquarius. Then on the 16th we have the sun conjunct Pluto. This happens once a year when the sun conjuncts Pluto. It just happens that they're literally in the same sign of Capricorn at this time. And also we have that sun moving into Aquarius on the 19th. Uranus actually goes direct. Uranus down here in Taurus is going direct on that, when did I just say? Uranus goes direct on January 18th. And remember, the sun is trining the North Node, which is also in Taurus. So there's just like a lot of energy going on, you all, here at this basically from mid-January through probably like the second week in February. Expect big energies. Expect a lot of emotional things coming up, possibly from your past, because like I said, with that Mercury retrograde, expect people coming in that you thought you were done with. Don't be surprised if you have just these reoccurring themes of anything around Pluto, in that Capricornian energy. I also want to say over here in Aquarius, you have Mercury and you also have Saturn. So there is like this reoccurring like undercurrent of information from almost like a higher minded place, but the collective wanting to like really get into things dealing with health, dealing with technology, dealing with, you know, the pandemic and all of the different vaccinations and just all these type of new knowledge or information people want to share are very Aquarian. But remember, Saturn is also an Aquarius, so you're going to have these reoccurring themes of like, what is the universe trying to teach us? What is it out there that is like communication that is people are feeling like they can almost like rule you or govern what you're doing? Remember, Mercury will also go back into Capricorn later on in January. Let's see, January 24th, Mars moves into Capricorn. January 25th, Mercury in retrograde moves back into Capricorn. So we just have a lot of different planetary energy going on at this full moon, but we also have Mercury retrograde. So I just want you all to keep yourself grounded during this time. Remember, the moon in Cancer can be an emotional energy. And I also pulled this card for this full moon in Cancer because I love how this says a personal issue reaches resolution. So you may have had some personal type of conflicts or maybe just reoccurring themes that keep happening, whether it's in your family, whether it's with yourself. There is something that's going to come to a culmination at this full moon in Cancer. And I just want you to sit with it, but also be aware that it's coming, because I think during this time, especially with that Uranus placement, there's going to be like a lot of shock and awe and just out of the blue emotions that come up. And with that Pluto energy, I just don't want you to be just like almost like blindsided by the information that comes through. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're actually going to do a past, present, and future spread, and this is going to be for the collective. Instead of me doing it per sign, I realized that I just did that Mercury retrograde video for January 14th through February 3rd. So that really is going to be more of your personal energy. I want you to go back on that video and just like review your sun, moon, and rising. This is going to be more for the collective and all of the energy going on for all of us for this full moon in Cancer. So what we're going to do is, I also want you to go back on the January month ahead videos. That's also in the playlist on Scorpio Soul Time, because I think between the Mercury retrograde tarot readings and the January month ahead, you should get a really good picture of your sun, moon, and rising signs. And this video, I want to really focus on that full moon in Cancer and what it means for us as a collective. Okay, so in the past, we have the Two of Cups energy. So possibly many of us had energy around either meeting up with someone, having relationships that either went really well. This could have been at the holidays, it could have been during 2021, but something in our past could come back up, especially with that Mercury retrograde, like I said. I'm gonna pull those over to the side. Okay, in the present, we have the Page of Swords. This makes a lot of sense with that Aquarian energy, air energy, and pages usually bring some kind of messages. So don't be surprised if Mercury in Aquarius, as well as the sun moving into Aquarius, like I said on January 19th, brings up some type of information that we need to know. And then in the future, we have the Three of Cups. So that's a really nice energy to see around this emotional Cancer full moon. So in the future, we're really going to have some nice Some really nice energy there with that Three of Cups. And then I'm going to also pull 3 clarifier cards just to get a little more knowledge on what's going on here. So spirit guides, please help us form some, or get some better clarity, I should say, around the Two of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Three of Cups in the future. And guys, I really want you, look at that. So that Four of Pentacles just flew out, if I can actually pick it up. Four of Pentacles just flew out, so possibly something dealing with your resources. Maybe you're trying to hold on too tightly to something, so let's put that to the side. That could also deal with the Capricornian energy. Remember, Capricorn is earth energy, so this could be something dealing with your finances at this time, or maybe there's some of this energy is around your finances. Ooh, cards are just falling out, y'all. And then there's the Nine of Pentacles. So there is another card around our finances. Maybe you're not feeling as wealthy, or you're not feeling that your energy has really been in a good place with your finances. So interesting, you all, that 2 Pentacles have fell out. Okay, let's try to just get 3 cards here. Okay, so for the past, we have the 8 of Cups in reverse, clarifying that 2 of Cups. Another Pentacle, we have a 7 of Pentacles in the present in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups in the future. Okay, you all, so let's take these one by one, because I think it's really interesting that we have a lot of pentacle energy with has to do with resources, and I think that makes a lot of sense with us kind of vacillating in this Capricornian energy as well as Aquarius energy with that Page of Swords. So in the past, we had the 2 of Cups, like I was saying, with relationships. Someone could come in from your past during this full moon, but we also have this 8 of Cups. So there is this energy of a lot of cup energy, emotional energy, which makes a lot of sense with this full moon in Cancer. 8 of Cups usually signifies you are moving away from something to a higher ground, emotionally moving away from something that wasn't serving you. But with it in reverse, there's almost this energy of maybe you weren't able to move away from this person, this emotional energy. This person possibly has a hold on you. This also could be family related. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic relationship. It definitely could be a friendship. It could be a colleague that you have also close friendship with. But there's something where you're feeling like you needed to move away emotionally in the past, and maybe you haven't been able to. That might come up during this full moon in Cancer period. And in the present position, we have the Page of Swords, and we also have the clarifier card of the 7 of Pentacles. So as I was saying, with the Page of Swords, I think this makes a lot of sense with messages coming in during this Mercury retrograde, as we also enter into the sun moving into Aquarius on the 19th. And then of course, Mercury has already retrograded in Aquarius for the 14th of January. So don't be surprised if you have messages come in possibly around your finances, your job, something that you've put a lot of energy into, but you maybe haven't seen it culminate yet. 7 of Pentacles usually speaks to something you have planted, some kind of seeds you've planted, and you're just waiting for them to bloom, or you're waiting to see the results. I feel like with this 4 of Pentacles and this 9 of Pentacles, though, that fell out, there is this undercurrent of you possibly not feeling fulfilled, or either you're not reaping, or you're not feeling like you're reaping the benefits of all the almost all the work that you've put in, right? Like that 7 of Pentacles is like, I'm waiting. And with it in reverse, it's kind of like you're getting tired of waiting. And I feel like with the Four of Pentacles, it's almost like you're holding on too tightly to a belief of, okay, maybe I need to save more money, or maybe I need to get a certain job. Maybe I need to, you know, put more resumes out there. There's just going to be some kind of messages that come through during this full moon in, excuse me, full moon in Cancer period that might ask you to like sit with what it is that you've been trying to plan and maybe come at it at a different angle, possibly be more patient, because with Mercury retrograde, remember, messages aren't going to all be clear. The Page of Swords is like, it wants to bring you information. It wants to possibly show you how you can be more patient, but at the same time, with the retrograde, it might be until, you know, mid-February, late February, moving into March, where you have some clarity around that Page of Swords and your resources. And I also just heard a voice say, don't think that you know everything. So I think that was interesting that I just heard that, because I think sometimes the Page of Swords, you can see he's out like in the snow and he's like trying to battle like almost like the elements. The reality is that just because you want to know all the information doesn't mean you actually have all the clarity of the information. And so I think sometimes pages are young energy and they just want to get out there and they just want to know everything and they just want to be able to battle and be able to like prove themselves. And I think sometimes the Page of Swords is also like, you only have a little bit of the information. You don't have all of the pieces to this puzzle yet. So I just want you to keep that in mind as we move through the latter part of January and into February, that it might take some time for you to figure out how to either deal with this financial work career issue that might be going on, but it also might be stemming from someone that you've been trying to move away from. So I do think that there's this energy of like either someone's coming back into your life from the past, or you try to move away from something and now you're really having to like get clarity as to like, how do you deal with this energy? But I do feel really hopeful, because I feel like in the future, we have the Three of Cups, which is a very celebratory energy. Even though this Queen of Cups is in reverse, I feel like maybe your friends are trying to like get you out of this funk and trying to like help you realize that like maybe there's a motherly figure who's kind of like, she could be a Pisces, a Cancerian, or a Scorpio. She's like trying to give you this energy of like, you know, don't be so in your feelings. You know, you still have a lot going on. You still have like a lot of things to celebrate. I feel like there's this also this energy with that Queen of Cups and the Three of Cups during this Cancerian time. Don't be so hard on yourself to have to know everything. Like, even if someone comes from your past, don't feel like you have to know all the information. Even if it's something dealing with your job, like I said, there is this energy of like your resources, your job, your career, something you've put a lot of time in, maybe with a colleague or maybe with a friend. There is this energy of like, you all can still celebrate, or you all can still have good times, even though there's some stress going on, even though there's some money concerns going on. There is this like light energy with that Two of Cups and the Three of Cups of like, maybe these two emotional energies of this full moon in Cancer helps you realize like the blessings that you do have, or intuitively like you're actually feeling good about moving forward, even though there's been some stressors. Even though you have some reversals here, I feel like it's more of this waiting energy. It's more of this like, I wish I knew more information about why this person came back, or I wish I understood why I don't have a handle on my finances, or why I haven't been able to figure out why, you know, my new invention, or, you know, if you're an entrepreneur, my clients aren't coming in as quickly as possible. But there is this energy of like, be patient. You're going to get information. Young energy, young information is coming. Just be patient with the process. I feel like that's what I keep hearing is trust the process. Trust that Mercury retrograde helps us be able to slow down, reassess. Information might come back in, but it's all for our benefit, okay? So I feel like this is a really nice energy for this ending of January, or I should say mid-January through February, because I feel like this full moon in Cancer is also wanting us to take some time to emotionally heal, especially like this Two of Cups and Eight of Cups. It's almost like you've been trying, excuse me, you've been trying to move away from either someone, something. But I do feel like with all of these cups, the 3, the Queen, the 2, and the 8, there is this energy of like, you have emotional support, like whether it's from the universe, whether it's from your friends, whether it's from a loved one, there is this emotional support that's going to come with this full moon in Cancer. So I think that even though like the Mercury retrograde might be frustrating, even though, you know, you might have some hiccups with these pentacles in reverse, or you trying to hold on to something too tightly, whether it's your money or just like your thoughts around money. I feel like this Page of Swords in the present is almost like the leader of this entire reading, where it's like there's this young energy of new thoughts, new information, new clarity coming in, but it's going to take some time for this all to play out. And so I think as long as you keep moving towards this 3 of Cups and Queen of Cups, like you have like all the emotional support you need. Take some time to spend it with family, spend it with people you love, spend it with you know, your loved ones, but also like take some time for yourself, because Cancer also is like that very homey crab who wants to like go into their shell and retreat. So this is a really good time for, you know, doing some type of meditation, doing some type of, you know, cleansing of your body, maybe eating whole foods and like taking better care of yourself, getting more rest, getting out into nature, getting exercise. There really is this very nurturing energy with this full moon in Cancer. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I think that many of us are going to have some jolting information and news and possibly things that come into this time that are like, where did that come from? But at the same time, I feel like the universe is asking us all to slow down, figure out what it is we emotionally need for ourselves, for our family and our loved ones, so that we can get to this place in the future, whether it is in later part of March, or like when we move into your new moon in Cancer later in June, July. That might be when this all culminates from this full moon. But I think it's just going to be a really interesting mixed bag for many people, because there's just so many energies happening within a 1 to like 3 week span of time. Everything is not going to play out in this, you know, full moon lunation cycle. So I hope that this was really helpful for you all. Please watch the January month aheads, as well as that Mercury retrograde special, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.